Hi guys, welcome to my channel Jananeta Adda. In the last video we have discussed quick revision of digital electronics. From this video onwards we are going to solve most of the numericals and we will get the concept through the numericals. So which will be very helpful for the preparation of Hindustan Aeronautical Limited for both design training and management training. So from this onwards I am going to solve the question and we will discuss the concept behind the questions and we will try to get the smart tricks to solve the question, so which may be very useful for the preparation of HAL. So where we have to solve each and every question within the less than 1 minute. So we have to master the question and so for the reference I am going to take the questions from Indian Engineering Services questions, the prelims question, which will be most useful for preparation of HAL, because where in Indian Engineering Services in the prelims paper also we have to solve the question within the less than 1 minute, and where they mostly focus in the preparation in the conceptual part rather than focusing on the heavy numerical part. So I will solve the few questions from Hindustan Aeronautical Limited previously asked questions and some of the questions of Indian Engineering Services also for ECE, instrumentation and EEE and CSE branch. It will be helpful for both 4 branches because the digital electronics is common for 4 branches. Without wasting time, let's start today's session, and it will be going to very funny and very helpful for preparing for Hindustan Aeronautical Limited. Seriously, let's start with first question. We will crack each and everything in detail. Let's start 2 questions. So that is, one of the questions was asked in the 2013 and both questions are asked in 2013. So let's start with the basic concepts of digital electronics. Here he asks that the binary equivalent, decimal equivalent of a given binary number. So he mentioned that the given number is a binary number, that way it has to be represented with a radix of 2. And it is asking that the decimal equivalent, what is the decimal equivalent of this binary number? So we have to consider whether it is given question is in the decimal radix or not, which these questions are asked in 2013 and we have 4 options. So we will solve that question. So the given part will be having one decimal part, one integer part. So 10, 110, it is an integer part. It is an integer part, and dot 11 is a decimal part. Decimal or fractional part we also call as a fractional part. So I also given one of the trick in the last video. When we are want to convert from a binary number system to another number system, so we have to move this side. So for converting another number system, but when you want to convert the given number into a given number into a decimal number, I have to take the positional value. It is nothing but 2 to the power of 0, 2 to the power of 1, 2 to the power of 2, 2 to the power of 3 and 2 to the power of 4. I have to multiply this number with the face value with the positional value. So I know that 1 into 2 to the power of 4 plus 0 into 2 to the power of 3 and 1 into 2 to the power of 2 and 1 into 2 to the power of 1 plus 1 into 2 to the power of 1 plus 0 into 2 to the power of 0. So this is about the integer part. So we have integer part. We know that 2 to the power of 4 is nothing but 16. 16 plus 0 plus 4 plus 2 plus 0, which is nothing but 22. So we have got the integer part is 22. So we can eliminate option A and option C and option B. So by solving only the integer part, we have eliminated the 3 options, and the only one option we have left out is nothing but it is a fractional part. Where fractional part we have to multiply this number 2 to the power of -1 and 2 to the power of -2, where 1 into 2 to the power of minus 1 and 1 into 2 to the power of minus 2, which is equals to 1 by 2 plus 1 by 4. So this is nothing but 0.75. So we will be having the power of 75 in a decimal number system. So for this question we can go through the option elimination method, where we have solved the question using only an integer part. We have solved this question only in an integer part. This is one of the question asked in ESE 2013 question, which has to be solved in less than 1 minute without using any calculator. Let's start discussing about another question. So which were asked. So in this question we are asking that to find the hexadecimal equivalent of a given binary number. So in the question they are asking that the hexadecimal equivalent of a given decimal number. So we have discussed few methods to find the hexadecimal equivalent of that. So where we can use, we have one method where we can use double-diagonal method. We can use a double-diagonal method to solve this equation, where we will have to do a continuous division of by 16, because where I want to get hexadecimal equivalent of the given number. Where another case is I have to convert using double method. I have to convert this number into a binary number, and after from binary number I have to convert into the hexadecimal number, which will take much time when we want to solve in a competitive exam. So we are going to use the 16th number division method to solve this equation. Let's see once. So let's start by using the double-diagonal method. So we will be having 227, which is available in a decimal part. So I have to divide this number by using double-diagonal method. So I have to get some nearest value within a 16th multiple, which should be less than 16. So I am going to take the 14 nothing but 16 into 14 is nothing but 224. So the remainder will be 3. So in the further I cannot divide this number 16, because the 16 is higher than the 14. So in the hexadecimal number I have to represent the 14, because the hexadecimal number consisting of a 16 distinct digits, where starts from 0 to 9 plus A, B, C, D, E, F. So the 14th value of the 14 in the hexadecimal is nothing but E. So we got that the 227, which is available in the decimal part, which will be equivalent to E3 in a hexadecimal number system, where we have got option B is the correct option. So to solve the question very quickly, so you have to take the double-diagonal method. So directly, if it is asked in a octal number system, just divide this number system with an 8, so that you can get the number directly. But don't follow the method of solving from decimal to binary, from binary to decimal, binary to hexadecimal number, and binary to octal number system, where we have to solve a lot of numbers with the zeros and ones. It will take some amount of time. When they ask the question, theory related question, you can take that method, because it needs a lengthy of explanation, so you can get a good amount of marks. But when you want in a competitive exam point of view, you have to solve directly easiest method. This is the one of the easiest method to crack this option. This question was asked in ESE. This question also asked in ESE, Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering, in the 2013. Let's discuss another few questions. So let's start discussing about another question, which is very important. This question was asked in 2000. The question was asked in 2000 in Indian Engineering Services, where this question plays in a tricky. He was played on tricky in preparation in the numeric in the explanation of the given question. So the question is nothing but find the minimum decimal equivalent of the number. So he has given one number that is nothing but 11C dot 0. So he was asking that to get the decimal equivalent of the given the number. So when a student, when you are trying to solve the question, you mostly wanted to know will think that the given question is he was given in the hexadecimal point, so I have to convert the decimal equivalent of the number. But he has given 1 point, that is nothing but minimum. So the minimum is plays a very important role in this question. So he was asking that, he was not asking the question to get the decimal equivalent of the given number, rather he was asking that to find the minimum decimal equivalent. So there will be if you solve the question, one of the option will be you will click the correct answer, but have to get the minimum equivalent, decimal equivalent of the given number. When he was asking that the minimum decimal equivalent, so you have to know that what is the minimum possible distinct digit is there. So we can, from the question, we can know that the given number system is an hexadecimal number system. We can know that the given number is an hexadecimal number, and also we know that in hexadecimal number there is 0 to 9. We will be having 0 to 9 digits plus A to F distinct digits are possible. So the value of the F is nothing but 15, and the E in the middle will be having 14. But so the most of the cases where they will multiply the given question with its positional value 16 to the power of 0 and 16 to the power of 1 and 16 to the power of 2. So they will try to get the answer. So they try to solve the question and get the answer, but it's not correct. That method is not correct, because the highest digit here. So the largest, we have to, in this case scenarios, we have to know the highest value given is nothing but C. In decimal, the value of the C is nothing but A equal to 10, B is 11, C is 12. So the value of this 12. So I also have given one important formula, that is a maximum value. Maximum value from R radix is nothing but R minus 1. So and this value is R minus 1, because it is the distinct radix of this hexadecimal is 16, but the maximum value we are getting is nothing but 15. In the same scenario, here also we will be having C, but the maximum value we can get is nothing but, that is plus 1, that is not equal to 13. So we have to multiply this number within a 13. 13 power 0, 13 power 1, 13 power 2. So 1 into 13 square plus 1 into 13 plus 12. Is 13 square is nothing but 169. 169, 13 plus 12. So is nothing but, I hope it visible to you. So I will write here 169 plus 13 plus 12 is 12. 9 3 12, 12 14 is nothing but 0, 9, 1, 194. The option B is satisfying here. So this is the correct option. So in other case, the option could be a C or D. So when you multiply this number within the 16th number, but you have to be careful when you are reading a particular question. It will be in a statements also. You have to read the question very carefully. You have to spend at least 20 to 25 seconds to read the question clearly. So once you understand the question, you have to find the subconscious mind. You have to find the simplest method to solve the given particular question. So this is one of the easiest method, where you have to focus very much in the words of the given question. So this is about the solution of this question. Let's start discussing another question. Let's start discussing about another important question which was asked in 2001. So here he is asking that find the F's complement. find the f's complement of a given hexadecimal number. So the question is nothing but f's complement is nothing but we have to subtract the given number, the highest value of the hexadecimal number, that is nothing but f. So the question can be represented in as the solution. So we have to subtract the given number and are also are nothing but find the f's complement. Where the complement concept is mostly used in solving, in representing of a given negative representation of a given number, we will be using the f's complement. Where if we want to represent like positive value, we will be having 110 is our positive value. So we want to represent the minus negative to differentiate the number. We will be using the sign number, which will be the, if MSB equal to 1, we will be using, we call it as a negative number. In the MSB equal to 0, we will call it as a positive number. So it's nothing but the minus x is equal to, I am assuming that the given number is an x, minus x is nothing but the complement of 1x. So it's nothing but the complement of a given x. So both positive and negative numbers will be complement to each other in this case. So the given number can be found as minus, you have to subtract from this number 2b f, it is d. So I have to do a subtraction. So to do subtraction, I have to know the face value of the, nothing but it is 15, it is 15 and 15. So the value of d is nothing but 13. The value of d is 13 and e is 14 and f is 15. And will be c equals to 12 and we know that b equal to 11 and a equals to 10. So this has to be, we have to know the values of this. That is 15 minus 13 is nothing but 2 and 15 minus 15 is 0 and 15 minus 11, right? B is 11 is nothing but 4 and 15 minus 2, it is nothing but 13. The 13 is nothing but D. So D 402, where the option is, this option C is the correct option. So we can solve this question which is less than 1 minute. So where he has asked about the complement of the given. So he may ask the question. So by giving 9's complement of the given number and 8's when we ask the question like 9's complement of a given number, just subtract the given number from 9. If I ask the question, if he asks the question from the 8's complement, just subtract the given number from the 8, or it could be consecutive 8s are based on the given number, so you have to take the numbers. And if you asked about the 2's complement, just do the 1's complement plus add 1, or otherwise I will solve the 2's complement will be having a special scenario. We will solve the question related to the 2's complement also. So if you ask the 7 complement, just subtract the 7 from the number, and if you ask about the 6th complement, just subtract the given number from the 6, so that you will get the answer very quickly. So this is the most important topic, and the most complement is the most important topic in the competitive exams. So where we ask the questions related to the competitive free complements frequently. Just focus more on the complement part of the basics of digital electronics. Let's start another question. So in this question, he is asking that the important topic of digital electronics, that is the 2's complement of a given number, that is the number is minus 17, which is in the decimal number. He was asking that minus 17. So the given question is minus 17. So we are want to find the 2's complement representation, the 2's complement of the given number. So when we are solving the questions relating to the negative number, we definitely have to go through the complements part. Let's solve the given question. For the given question, we have to assume the given number is assumed. A given number is number is positive, and find binary equivalent. Find the binary equivalent of the given number 16. So for that we have to go through with double method. So I have to convert the given number into a binary number. So I am going to 2 8 ja 16, the remainder is 1, 2 4 ja, the remainder is 0, 2 2 ja, the remainder is 0, and the 2 1 ja, the remainder is 0. Is nothing but the binary equivalent I have to find is nothing but the 17, the positive 17 decimal is equals to the binary equal to is nothing but 1 0 0 0 1 is a positive equivalent of the given number. But the question is that how to find the decimal 2's complement equivalent. So for 2's complement equivalent we will be having the method 1, that is nothing but I have to find the 1's complement of the given number, and I have to add a 1 to the LSB of this number. Let's discuss about this. So it's nothing but 1's complement. The 1's complement method is nothing but I have to convert the given number zeros to 1, zeros to 1s or 1s to 0. Just I have to convert is nothing. 1's complement is nothing but the converting the given number into zeros, zeros to 1s, 1s into zeros. So the binary 1's complement equivalent nothing but 1 becomes 0, 1 1 1 0. I have to add 1. So the answer will be 1 1 1 1 0. So does it matching with any number? I think no. So we have done some mistake. I think let's verify it. Yeah, we have done very correctly, but the given question is nothing but the given question is the minus 17. I also discussed in the last video where to represent any sign, to differentiate whether this given number is a signed number or an unsigned number. So the number which is present in the MSB side bit will decide whether the given number is a negative number or a signed number or unsigned number. So because the only the two one of the property of the 2's complement is nothing but the sign extension. So where if I am having a 0, so to whether the given quotient is a negative number, right? So how to place minus 1 to differentiate whether the given number is a signed number or unsigned number. The number of ones doesn't matter as soon as the given register accepts this the number of bits built. So this is the sign extension. The answer is nothing but 1 0 1 1 1 1. So 4 ones where we will be having 1 0 1 1. The option B is the correct option for the given questions. We are going to solve this number in another method also, in the direct 2's complement method. We are going to solve this question in a method 2. So this will be very simple, where we don't need to add any number of ones to the system. So we have to move from the right side and we have to copy the digits as it is until you reach the ones. So initially I have found the 1, so I have to just copy the contents until I reach the 1. So after that I have to complement each and every digit. So I will be going to complement 1 to 0 to 1, 1, 1, and it is 0. So to differentiate whether the given number is a positive number equivalent or the negative number equivalent, I have to keep the 1. So even the option B is correct. So you can solve this method by the 1's complement, 2's complement quotient can be solved by using 1's complement or 2's complement, where 1's complement have to add 1, but in the case of 2's complement have to add nothing, just we can solve the question within a single step. This is one of the method to solve the 2's complement of the given number. So to differentiate whether the given number is a positive number or the negative number, this MS bit will decide. This is the important point. It is the takeaway of this video.